One of the most interesting things that I've been focusing on recently, specifically in my journey of healing, is when I reflect back on my life and how I lived my life and how I was in my relationships, there's a theme of making myself available for people 24/7. Not having boundaries of, okay, I need to put myself first. I need to take care of what it is I need to do for myself first. And now, as I am healing that and as I am looking at myself and being like, dude, you need to put yourself first. You have things that you want to build. You have things that you want to create. It's completely ridiculous to think that you can build all of this stuff, meanwhile making yourself available for everyone 24/7. However, it's also very challenging because I'm very used to a lifestyle of making myself available for everyone 24/7. And the reason why I was living that way was because I was outsourcing my sense of self. I like this kind of like word, this way of saying it, outsourcing your sense of self. This is what people pleasers do. This is what codependents do. This is what people with, the idea that it's their job to save everyone else. This is what they do because they get their sense of self from other people. This is usually started in early childhood. And of course, it's traumatizing, and it leads you to a life of either putting yourself second or last, or never even considering yourself altogether. It's very hard for people that have been conditioned into being the emotional container, people who have learned, people who have been trained to be highly attuned to people's emotions. These are the same people that feel that they are responsible for other people's energies and stuff, and if somebody's in a bad mood, they think that it's their fault. Yeah, these are all the same type of people. Now, what's interesting here is that I am now learning to put myself first, 100%, and not feeling that I'm selfish as a result of it. It's very interesting because when you are a very specific way, when you take on a specific role in people's lives, right? When you take on a specific role in people's lives, and that role has you making sure that like you're not even looking at yourself. You're neglecting your own needs, everything that comes with that. And as a result of that, not only do you not do the best you can for yourself, because if you're not putting yourself first, you're just not doing the best you can for yourself, and that's just the way that it is. Anybody can say what they want about it. I've looked at this enough, and I've kind of like understood what it all means. Not only are you not doing the best for yourself if you don't put yourself first, you're also not doing the best that you can for other people. Because self-care is real, and it's important. And if you're not giving yourself the care that you need, then you're not giving other people the best that you can give for them, of what you can give to them, right? So, yeah, I'm really sitting with this whole thing of not putting other people first, right? Not making myself available for other people 24/7. I can't believe I ever did that. Wow. Talk about boundarylessness. Talk about having no limits. Talk about having no self-respect. Talk about having... Anyway. Yeah. It's a very interesting journey healing from being the doormat, healing from being the people pleaser, the person who outsources. Wow, that's such an interesting thing. Outsourcing your sense of self. That's interesting. Like when you really sit with that and think about it, imagine outsourcing your sense of self. You don't respect yourself. You don't. Because if you did respect yourself, you wouldn't be looking to everyone else and waiting for their opinions and what they have to say about what it is that you're doing. But this also goes back to a person's inability to trust themselves, right? The very reason that you outsource your sense of self is because you don't trust yourself to be able to create your own sense of self as a result of you, right? As a result of going within and introspecting and being like, okay, this is who I am, right? I am this person. Not because that person tells me, not because that person tells me, because I tell me, right? All these things go back to the same thing, and that is not outsourcing your sense of self. But of course, the challenge here is that this is rooted under layers and layers and layers of conditioning. Conditioning that has trained you to believe that you are responsible for other people's emotions and managing their emotions, right? It's just very interesting because, like, now I'm at the point where before, when I was the person who felt like he needed to make himself available for everyone 24/7, I'm now looking at that and I'm like, dude, you have a life to live. You have things to create for yourself. What are you doing? Why did you do that? Okay, you did that because you were conditioned into being, excuse me, a nice guy people pleaser, right? All right, well, those days are over. So what are we doing now? Your time is real. Your energy matters. What are you investing it in? Put yourself first. I actually, I have a daily mantra that I created for myself, and I think that this is actually already helping me because I reapproached it today, as I've been doing every day, and I recognized, like, I really sat with it, and I was like, wow, I used to make myself available for people 24/7. That's weird. That's really weird. What about Chris? And what about Chris used to go right out the window? What about Chris was never considered? What about Chris didn't mean anything? Because Chris didn't put himself first. But now he's doing that. And it feels great because now I'm like, oh, I have all these things that I'm creating. I can't believe that I ever didn't put myself first. I can't believe that I ever made myself available for everyone else. By the way, the very thing that people pleasers, that codependents think that what they're doing is doing for them, it is not doing it for them. When you make yourself available for people 24/7, it does not make people respect you. It makes people use you. It makes people take advantage of you. That's just the way that it is. So whatever you think it's doing for you, it is not doing for you. Period. Now, when you set boundaries, when you set limits, no, I'm not available. I have things to do. People respect you. The very thing, and I'm going to make this clear again, the very thing that people pleasers and codependents, I mean, I guess they're basically the same thing, but the very thing that they think that what they're doing is doing for them is not doing for them. Whatever you think you're doing that you think is bringing you respect, it is not bringing you respect. It is bringing you the opposite. When you make yourself available for people, 24/7, people do not respect you. They see you as disposable. Oh, this person can't do it? Okay, the next person. No, they're not going to give you a sense of space to, to talk and listen to. They don't care about you. People that make themselves available for people 24/7, they are not receiving the sense of respect that they're looking for. But it's because they're doing what they're doing.